Welcome to Focused Fire Chat. Explore together.
Welcome back for episode 91 of Focus Fire Chat, recorded live on July 7th, 2017 on twitch.tv, also known as Bungie Day. Big shout out to the live chat here, and thank you so much for spending your evening with us. This is your host, Blue Crew 86. Alongside me, we have the man who's still actively seeking out new ways to break technology, Justin Sane 0516. Justin, how have the drops been for you?
I haven't got to play many video games. I played a little bit of Iron Banner, got my baby Warlock to rank 4, so just waiting for that rank 5 drop, but other than that, it's been real world drops. I caught a couple of fish. I got a sunburn.
Nice.
That type of stuff. Yeah. Yeah. I was wearing a really tacky tank top. So,
as you do.
Also, really good to hear your voice after all this time.
I missed you too.
Randy.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going. So for note, I'm just gonna the text bot that I have that texts you. I'm just gonna have it call you now, and we'll have it be Randy every week.
If Randy could call me, I wouldn't even be Randy about it. I would just be like, nah.
Well done, sir. Well done.
I'd be like, good game, Blue. And I would golf clap.
I would golf clap? All right. Well, that's what I'll be working on next. Yeah.
No, honestly and truly, just really interested tonight to hear some Guardian Con stories from you two if we get the chance. So
we'll have some stuff. I do want to, before we run through the rest of the intros, just real quick, stick around until the end. We have a giveaway that we will be announcing the winner of tonight, as well as
am I eligible?
No, as well as an update that I'm sure you guys have seen on Twitch for the Twitch affiliates, and we might even talk about another giveaway that I am trying to figure out the details of. We might, it depends, but yeah, stay until the end of the episode for that information. Mel is out due to work, so be sure to let her know that we miss her over on Twitter at The Wind of the Stars. And from the depths of the madness-inducing mind maps, we are joined by our favorite Gunter, the one and only green-eyed music lover. Green, hope you're doing well. How has your Bungie Day been so far?
Bungie Day has been interesting. I jumped on with some gals from the Dames and played some Iron Banana for a little bit while they were drinking, and I was being good because of the show. And then I started drinking because
Vodka
Iron
bubbles.
Banana. Vodka bubbles, exactly. But yeah, it's been okay. Busy. We're doing a party tomorrow, a barbecue, so I've been trying to plan for that, making different various salads.
Wait, hang on. You said barbecue.
Uh-huh.
Why are you making salads?
Yeah.
Southern style salads, like fruit, like Jello salad.
Okay, no. I think I can help you out here, Green.
Okay.
I think I can help you out here. Blue, she said salad, but she meant coleslaw.
Actually, we don't have any coleslaw yet. We have a pretzel Jello cream cheese strawberry salad. And
okay, I'm out.
Okay, well, that's She's
that's helpful because you weren't invited.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop. It's one of those days already. Come on. But yeah, it's been interesting. How about your week?
It's Friday. I'm glad that it's Friday. Let's just leave it at that. There are weeks that it's like, this is why we have vacation.
Yes.
that has been this week for me. Has been I have not been able to be in chat as much as I would like. One of the I was talking to actually one of the people I work with today about short weeks are actually worse for people in my type of position, which is basically IT support. I'm like more of a programming level support, but yeah, short weeks are terrible. Because basically what happens is instead of 5 days, you have 4 days, and everyone wants to cram 5 days of work into 4 days, so everyone's freaking out, which, you know, if you're dealing with systems means that there's more mess ups. So, and I had a 3-day week this week, so that was, yeah, it was, let's just, Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Yeah. Pins in chat. Short weeks are the spawn of the devil if you are in IT, and that is so true. I was telling Green and Justin a little bit right before we jumped on. I'm pretty sure if it could have gone wrong today, it tried to. Every time we fixed one thing, 3 things decided to go south. So, yeah, that's been my week. Justin's been hamming it up and living large over on the lake.
Yeah, going swimming.
Yeah.
But real quick, let's run through the intro and then we'll jump right into the conversation. The topic of today's chat is going to be a dive into the lore of the city festivals. I asked Green to put together a high-level summary of the topic, and this is what she had to say.
There are rumblings of whether or not the game of Destiny is a post-apocalyptic advanced civilization version of our own world. One of the supporting examples of this is the various city festivals. Are we experiencing an in-game version of Halloween, Valentine's Day, and even Christmas? Or is there an in-game reason that we have a Festival of the Lost, Crimson Days, and the Dawning? Our guide to this is Eva Levante, and it is with her we learn a little more about the history of the people under the Traveler. It is with her we learn about our city festivals.
Before we get into that, however, I do have a few housekeeping notes. In our last chat, we took a look at the universe and the many dimensions of Destiny. If you missed that, have any interest in hearing our thoughts, please be sure to check out the new www.focusfirechat.com for archives of all previous chats, as well as links to the other aspects of Focus Fire Chat out in the internet, and a growing collection of community articles. If you don't mind, please give us some feedback on iTunes to let us know how we're doing and to help us continue to grow. As many of you already know, Focus Fire Chat is a cross-community gathering where the intent is to offer a week-long, in-depth view of a particular subject from within the lore of Destiny and other games. This chat begins every Tuesday morning and runs until the following Tuesday, with topics decided by the group via a poll that begins every Friday and ends on the Tuesday morning of the new chat. Every Friday at around 10 p.m. Central, we get together to stream a recap of the previous week's chat for those who are unable to participate. Please be sure to also give some support to the other podcasts in the Guardian Radio Network, found at theguardiansofdestiny.com. These include Guardian Radio, the first and longest running Destiny podcast on the net, Guardian 1, Ghost and Echoes, which also has the Destiny audio grimoire, and the network's newest edition, a non-Destiny focused podcast, Paragon Radio. Our next chat's going to be taking a look at the updated lore of the Cabal Empire. With all that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the information and thoughts that the community had about the festivals celebrated within the last city. Lorebot, let's go.
Query Grimoire Database. Results found. Displaying on screen.
Thank you, Randy. That felt good. So, with no further ado, let's start with the maven of the of the city festivals, the grandmama with the orange slices, Eva Levante. Oh yeah, she am I the only one that's kind of creeped out by her man hands? Is that just me?
Just bad art for that. I mean, she's not a super pivotal character.
Honestly, also, I expect there to be a lot of cats back there in her corner.
No, I don't. I think of her like a sweet grandma that has like those butterscotch candies to give you. Okay, she's a nice lady.
No. I think she's
a
like
nice
the
cat lady.
Yeah, she's like the one that's shaking a bag of cat food for a cat that hasn't been home in like 15 years. And none of her clothes match, and she's got man hands. I'm serious about this. It's like she ran through a garage sale.
She spent all of her time making sure we look good, so she's just a slave to her art.
She went down. She went down the street to that thrift shop.
Yeah.
Hey, don't you dog on the thrift shop threads.
She's a big old Macklemore fan. Let me just go ahead and read the card and stop bagging on Eva. So, Eva Levante provided services to the tower long before she actually took a place in it. Guardians would call for her to work again and again, looking for marks of distinction, both new and old, and she began to craft emblems and shaders for the bold and discerning. These days, she has set up shop in the tower, taking quiet pride in the Guardians who train, fight, and fall under her science. So she's pretty much the cosmetic item lady. When you do Festival of Lost, this is who gives you your masks. She's the shader and emblem lady. Everything that's not consequential to your performance in the game, she's the go-to.
She makes sure you look fabulous.
I just can't help but read like everything like with a faint hint of paranoia because now like that's normal for me. But like the whole line about taking quiet pride in the Guardians who train, fight, and fall under her signs. Like what?
Oh, that's kind of evil,
right? Like, right? It's like, and it's I don't think that's at all what it is intended there, but it's like
it's a guardian. I mean, you fall and you
right. No, I know. It's just one of those like. It's one of those things where it's like it completely depends on the tone that you read that in, because that can be really it's like, oh, that's nice, or that can be really creepy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And not to kind of keep on piling on poor Eva, but I just want to ask this just so I know. Am I the only one who's just a little bit surprised that she's still an NPC and hasn't been replaced by a kiosk? Like
well,
I mean, she kind of has been replaced by a couple of different kiosks, but
but why is she still? I don't know. She must have some story part to play, because honestly,
I mean, she has a really cool story. Well, not cool,
but
I mean, it's a very detailed
sad
story. It's very sad
story too.
Well, it is sad with the cats and all. Like, but like, is there an NPC that you've gone to less? Is there an NPC in Destiny you've gone to less over the course of the
and the speaker?
The future war call.
And the future war call.
I'll get with you. You guys are a little bit sideways on that one, but
but okay. So Justin, think about it though, because all the kiosks. I can't even say that.
There you go. You got it. You got roofs. All the roofs.
Kiosk.
Anyway, shush on my how I say the word roof. It's okay. It's fine. Anyway,
roof.
I'm adorable. It's okay.
Yes, you are.
It's true.
But
you're a national treasure. Go.
Yes. As I cheese it up over here. Anyway, so all the different vendors sell you something. You buy the emblems and you buy the shaders from her. You can't generally buy a new item from most of the kiosks except for the
exotics.
One that's exotics.
Oh no,
and then
you can't
the one
buy.
that's
You can't buy new. Yeah, no, you can't even buy new weapons.
Yeah,
you're right.
They require discovery.
Right, so that's what she is. She's our guide to the discovery of all these different shaders and emblems that are not necessarily rewards in game. Because there's a few that you can't really get in different game types. I mean, speaking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's that. And I mean, honestly, too, the other really cool thing about Eva is actually not what she does in a game mechanics standpoint, But the way she weaves the story together in regards to the festivals and actually explains really the depth of the, and not capital D darkness, but the darkness of this world. Mostly because, you know, her backstory, which we learned mostly through the Dawning event and the armor, it's really sad. I mean, she lost her. I mean, she talks about having to choose which children to take with them when they were trying to come to the city, which we talked about this a little bit in the chat, but that, if you think about that for a couple minutes, that means that they actively left kids to die. Like, just let that settle in for a second when you start realizing that this is a character who has watched literally her family die around her while they were coming to the city. And, you know, kind of the similar with Amanda Holiday, you know, with her mom and her siblings, I think, dying on the road to the city as well. But Eva came to the city in the basically what was kind of described as a giant blizzard. And I mean, this was a blizzard that we have quotes from Ikora and Ikora talking about how even Guardians were dying permanently from the cold. So, you know, and Eva, the entire time, Eva is one of the most hopeful characters from an NPC standpoint, which is the coolest thing. She's seen the deepest, darkest corners of kind of survival, really, at this point. And yet she's the one that pushes Ikora to make the Dawning Crystal. She makes Eris decorate the tower. She actually gets Eris to come out and decorate the tower.
She also forces Eris to play the whole trick or treat game.
Yeah,
anyway.
I mean, and that, I mean, like, but I mean, just from a personal standpoint, put the character game mechanics biases to the side, and think about these as people for just a second. Eris has PTSD, severe PTSD. You know, this is a character who has completely no really reason to participate in anything hopeful or anything lighthearted. Eva actually pulls her out of that shell and gives her, and she even explains that she is doing it because of the importance of hope. And that is Eva's character, is this connecting thread. We also know, and Green, I know you had something, but just real quick, I wanted to also throw in, we also know that Eva does, she's like, I think it was on Reddit that I saw this kind of comment, but Eva is like the tower den mother. And it's really apparent when you're doing, I believe it's the Dawning again, it's when we're doing the gifts. Eva knows the Vanguard so well that she gets them gifts that are completely innocuous, like completely not even what you think. And each one of them responds with a heartfelt thank you and a comment about how they couldn't believe that she knew that they needed it. For example, she gets Ikora a book that, you know, is like nearly impossible to find, if I remember correctly. She gets Zavala the infamous scarf, which is made out of a very special fabric. And we've talked about that a little bit, you know, joking with Zavala's knitting circle. And so she gets him a scarf, and I cannot for the life of me remember what she gets Cade.
Dice.
Okay. Dice. And again,
which makes sense.
Which makes perfect sense. But it's really, I mean, it's just the way she is presented in these kind of like, you know, behind the scenes cut scenes, I guess you would call them, is just, I don't know. I really, really like the character to the point that I'm actually glad, you know, Justin, you know, you were talking about replacing her with a kiosk. I'm glad they didn't replace her with an iPhone, because she brings humanity to the tower where, I mean, be honest, there is no humanity. Guardians are not humans. They're both more and less. She is the humanity.
She brings the culture of the people that are underneath the Traveler to us. She brings the history. She helps make everything a little bit more rich. Because honestly, without her, what little we have about the people who are protecting comes from Future War Cult, tiny bit from them, and then like New Monarchy, which I mean, all the ruling bodies in the tower aren't very.
Mm-hmm.
They don't expound upon the people that we're protecting. Eva actually
Yeah.
talks about our history and talks about the people themselves and how it's a symbol of hope for them, or a symbol of just kind of like how we have Halloween and we have all the different things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Justin, what did you have?
Yeah, I mean, I think her value lies not in her own character development, which is pretty short arc, even in the grimoire.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think her main value, as if you look at the end user standpoint, how she enriches the story of Destiny, lies in how she helps to humanize some of these characters that are very important to us, like Eris and, like you said, Zavala and Cade. Eris's begrudging type of acquiescence in, participating in the dawning, that's not born of someone who, like believes in this act very strongly. That's born of someone who more than likely has a deep respect of this person. You know what I mean? Like, it's very possible that Eris, in what I like to call Eris's other life, before she became the hive riddled, space urchin that she is, she knew and cared for Eva. And as such, Eva is able to break her out of her type of, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Her shell.
Yeah, and make her do something no one else would be able to. Because literally, who else would be able to? So that I think is Eva's value as far as the development of the story and the enrichment of the tapestry that is this weird thing we call the grimoire.
Yeah, and I think that's a really, really good point. I view Eva, I like the term den mother. I think it's really kind of fitting for Eva. But she's also, I mean, Justin, you touched on a really good point. She's also a catalyst for the humanization of these characters who don't really have who don't have the
qualities?
depth. Yeah, who don't have the depth or the likable. Yeah, right, the likable qualities. Like, well, and it's not. I mean, I hesitate to say likable qualities because,
right,
that's. But I think it's more. She by her
relatable qualities.
Well, I think it's more she by existing in the story, even though she herself doesn't really have a lot of facets and she's not really a 3D character. The way that she is existing in the story as it is right now, she shines a light that creates depth on other characters, right? Her purpose isn't trying to figure out how the best way to say it. Her purpose isn't in and of itself to exist. Her purpose is to make the other people who we interact with existence more full.
She reminds me, quite honestly, of what we called team moms. As I coached basketball, so we would
orange
have
slices.
So
I don't even know what that is.
That's from the game, ish. But as a team mom, the team moms weren't there to themselves shine. They were there to help support the girls. And in my town that I'm in right now, we actually have a community college here with a lot of foreign exchange students. And families volunteer all over the town to take in these foreign exchange students and take care of them. And so they're kind of team moms. They don't just take care of their foreign exchange students. They actually share all the exchange students. And each of the exchange students, wow, words are hard tonight, have to go and have meals with all these different team moms. And they take interest in their lives. And they help support them to make sure that they succeed in their studies. So she reminds me of a team mom, knowing that, yes, we are warriors. We are people who go out there and fight. We sacrifice a lot of things, but we're also people.
Right. And
we also have feelings.
And I think that's a really good segue into the next card, actually. Do you want to grab the Festival of the Lost card? This is from the 2015 Festival of the Lost event.
Festival of the Lost. These are the traditions of the city, Guardian. We share them with you so you might better understand those whom you protect. Eva Levante. To live is to experience lost, Eva said. My husband and child are dead. My friends, my neighbors, the children I watched over on our road to the city, all gone now. The festival celebrates their lives with both joy and sorrow. A fine tradition for the city, Ikora Rape replied. What meaning does it hold for the Guardians? A bit of light in a dark time. That is enough. We have greater concerns, and this is no time for games. All Guardians were lost once, Eva said. We honor your spirits as well. So I love this card because it's literally Eva and Ikora going back and forth on whether or not it's valid to have the festival, which is kind of the idea that I remember having drilled into my head as a student is like, okay, we're doing all these traditional things, these things that are considered traditions. And what's the point in doing the traditional thing if it's not actually pushing us towards a goal that we're wanting to do? But the point of the tradition itself isn't the tradition. It's the remembrance and the connectiveness that you gain by doing some of these traditional things. And that's what Eva wants the Guardians to have. She wants the Guardians to feel connected to the people that they're protecting, whether it's for actual help the Guardians stay grounded and not become too much of a war machine without feelings or emotion, but also just to kind of keep the memory of the people who have passed on, going to the Traveler, keep them alive.
Yeah. And oh no, go for it. Sorry.
It's Festival of the Lost. I mean, we know that is based off of Halloween. It's a very obvious Halloween trope. And granted, there's lots of other festivals that it's based off of. Los Muerta.
I was about to say, Day of the Dead.
And also Samhain and all these other festivals that have throughout history have represented not a day of looking on the dead themselves, but a day of remembrance of what they did.
Yeah, and so what I was going to say is pretty much in agreement with that. Festival of the Lost is described as an event which honors and celebrates the spirits of the dead, both guardian and citizen, and involves the consumption of candy and runs for a limited time in our tower. So it's in the event description is a quote, and it says, "The Festival of the Lost has arrived. Wear masks, collect candy, and laugh in the face of death. Visit Eva Levante and Tess Everest in the tower to join the celebration." The other thing that I really want to point out here is kind of Green, what you were kind of talking about, going back to the idea of the traditions. And traditions is the tradition. We'll get there, Green. The tradition for this is really kind of explained in a roundabout implied way here. Ikora, so this is something that myself I have to remember, is you get so focused on working and on, getting things done, meeting project deadlines, getting, chop, go, drink more coffee, all that, that you forget to stop and live. And that is ultimately the point of a lot of holidays that are revolving around remembrance and, honoring the dead. Is it's not so much to create sorrow as much it is to celebrate life. And, and part of that celebration is a reminder to yourself to stop and smell the flowers, stop and enjoy what you have. Because for a lot of these, and this is kind of Ikora's point, is like, I mean, what does it mean that, what does that have anything to do with Guardians? We don't have to worry about it. If we die, we just come back. So for humans in the Destiny universe, it's very similar to our world, right? When we die, we're, either something happens or it doesn't happen, whatever, but it's over, right? This world's experience is over for that person. There's no reset button. And so for that type of personality, that type of person, in a world that's a dystopian, constantly under attack, a day that is dedicated to remembering, or however long the festival lasts, is dedicated to remembering things and to valuing what it is to be alive in this world, is a very important holiday. It's a very, very humanizing thing, and that's what Eva is pointing out here. Is this is the flicker of hope. This is what you're fighting for, and Green, you're right. It is also to help the Guardians connect with the citizens. Because guess what? If you know the people you're defending, if you know the people that you're putting your life on the line for, you're going to fight harder. You're going, it's a lot easier to not lay down your life to defend someone if you don't know their name. Cade's Spicy Ramen Shop, he got really pissed about that. And that's the thing, is like there's these connections. There's these inherent empathetic connections with things within the city that make every Guardian want to stand up and want to fight harder. And that is also very important. And these festivals, that's where that connection starts going, is like these psychological connections. And they know the names of citizens, they know what's going on in their lives. This encourages that entire thing, which then when they go out onto the wall to defend those citizens, they know, hey, if I mess up, Joe, the citizen down the street, is going to die. Like that, it puts more weight to it. And actually, going a little bit further, this also makes an argument for why exos have emotions, because yes, in a war machine, emotions might be a bad thing, but they're also a good thing because they make you fight harder. They might make you scared, but they also can drive you further.
Yes and no. I think the emotions are there to help temper. I think the emotions, they can make you irrational, but they can also make you have mercy. You can't have mercy if it's a binary.
Right. Because in binary, it's black and white. You're either an enemy or you're a friend.
Right.
Justin, I know you had something.
Yeah, I just, to kind of go along with what you were just saying, if you break down Eva Levante's name, if you just want to go last name first, Levante, it comes from the Latin lever, which is to raise. Levante, and traditionally in Spanish, is kind of like to raise up. And then when you go to her first name, Eva, it's derived from Eve, and which is the mother of all life. So literally, when you go and kind of get into the etymology of Eva's name, it means to raise up all life. It's like all this darkness and all this tragedy is crashing down around us, and instead of sinking and falling with it, we're going to raise up what life we do have, and celebrate really the little things that we have.
I like that. That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was kind of a beautiful tie-in, and that can't be on accident.
No, and I agree. Like
I think can't be
right. So I've got to take the lighthearted card on one of the lighthearted cards. The next one also after this card has it as well, but this is the Festival of the Lost Underwatch card, which is...
Oh, can we do a dialogue
this is
card?
Cute.
Okay, well, actually, you know what? How about this? Justin, you want to do Cade, and Green, you want to do Eris, and I'll do the next card after this?
I think that'd be amazing.
Sure.
Let me get it queued up.
Because this card is freaking hilarious. It's not. I don't know if it's as good as the horse people, but it's up there.
No, nothing is. But
No.
Were we invaded by
nothing
horse people?
is
Pure gold. That card is just gold.
That's the only thing better than that is Bife and I reading the Bandits card. Like that's
Mm-hmm. Bandit number 1.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
All right. Are you ready, Green?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excuse me. Here we go. Eris! Oh, Eris!
Do you have my ship for me, Cade?
No. But
Then go away.
no happy Festival of Lost for me, Eris.
Happy? Count what I've lost. My companions, Ariana, Sai, Omar, Vel, Tarlo, Toland, my eyes, my ghost, my ship, and who was it that lost my ship?
Speaking of which, Katie's confiscated a smuggled shipment just in time for the festival. A sweet treat. Well, a treat at least. Some people even like it. For first person, I thought it was you, since, well, I owe you.
Be gone.
You'll like it.
I will not like it.
It's perfect for you.
Don't come back until you have my ship.
Deuces.
Mhm.
Her ship was
I just love
her
it.
ship was kind of a POS.
You'll like it. I will not like it.
You'll like it.
It's perfect for you.
When was the last time you gave someone a present and you told them you'll like it and they said, I will not like it?
Oh, Eris. I love Eris. She's so emo.
What do you think it was?
Gosh.
Raisins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Ascendant
celery.
raisins.
Or
Well, the
celery.
Ascendant didn't happen till later. That's being around Eris too long.
The Ascendant happened with this card.
But
This was 2016. Yeah, this was the 2016 card.
Oh, I thought this was the first one.
No.
Yeah,
It
no,
was either
this
this or it was. Oh yeah, they had the unsweetened chocolate.
Right, because the raisins in the raisins card, it talks about how it's kind of fermented into being
I know. I'm gonna
Ascendant,
read
which
that one
is
next.
really,
I love
really
that they
gross.
I love that they gave us a grimoire card for the raisins.
I really want to know what this is going to happen with the celery.
Peanut butter.
I'm
We're getting
really
peanut
sad.
butter. We're doing ants on a log. Called it.
Yes.
I just
will be happy.
I love how everyone was responding with that. I was like, if we get peanut butter next year.
So ants on a log are an abomination, or as I call it, celery spoon.
I love
Because that's
celery
how
spoon.
Yeah. You just throw the spoon away when you're done.
Do you hate fun?
Yeah, because that's what celery is. I'm the murderer of fun. Hey, you're not having fun? Have a stalk of this.
Hey.
Okay. We're gonna do the Ascendant Raisins card. You ready?
Uh-huh.
All right. So Ascendant Raisins. Long ago, a legend foretold the ascension of the raisins. Find the three-eyed one, it said. Disperse among the bearers of light. And wait. If you are worthy, if you are patient, if you are not lost or thrown away, you will ascend. And the raisins waited quietly. Now they rise.
That's a little creepy.
See, I know. If you just put this the right inflection on it, it's just they're coming for you. Don't give water to raisins after midnight.
Oh God, I hated that movie. Yes. Those raisins. I mean, okay, Ascendant raisins being stored for a year. I don't think they're ascendant so much as, I mean, yeah, they're undead because they're definitely rotten by then. Have you ever seen moldy raisins? It's really gross.
Yeah, you drink it. It's called wine.
No. Don't ruin that for me. I like wine. Don't do that. But
I'm still on cloud 9 that we actually got a legit grimoire card for the Ascendant Raisins. Which has nothing to do with anything.
didn't they do something though? Like, did
No, they don't do anything.
No, they did. They did in the festival. They did something.
Oh, I
There was
just put them
some
back
sort
in the
of
vault.
buff you got. No, there was some sort of
Gary
buff.
destroyed mine.
Oh God, what was it? I'm gonna have to look this up because I swear, like the raisins actually did something.
Hang on, I'm looking it up.
But I mean, okay,
I
so
think this
celery.
was this how you got the super black shader?
Yes, I think so. I think that is how you got them.
I don't think the raisins ever did anything.
No, they didn't, but you got something for turning them in. And Rose called it in chat. I think you turned them in for something.
I'm looking
like the shader.
quick. All right, we get the type of consumable family, blah blah blah. Yeah, super black, super. So yeah. The function was used to complete a mini quest to acquire super black shader, which is a terrible shader, and piece of celery. And the description pretty much sums up this entire thing. What? Why?
It's so funny.
I just love the fact that I think I got 2 boxes because I had my old box from last year because it was one of those things that you got and you're like, this is too weird to not be doing something, so I just threw it in the vault.
Right. As you do. What I loved about it is, like, I want to know which Bungie employee was just like, what should we give them? What should Ares give everybody?
Morla. I blame Morla.
Yeah.
Do you think Morla did that? Do you think?
No, I don't think she did. I do
literally
know that she gave out raisins for Halloween. And I'm pretty sure she gave out celery. I think she gave out celery this last year.
She's my
and
hero.
cried like a baby.
She's my hero. I love Morla.
I don't think that was involved.
I want Morla to come back on the show while I'm here. I may not speak the entire time just to listen to her, but it's like, God, she's so cool. She's a cool gal.
I was lucky enough to actually get to meet her in person, and when I was like, here to put it in terms you would most be able to relate to, I was like Gimli when confronted with the Lady Galadriel. I was just like,
And then she spoke directly into your mind.
And then I was like, that was kind of like, I think you violated some boundaries there, Morla. Speaking in my mind that way. No, yeah, it's just a super, super awesome person. And what I loved even more than getting to meet her and hang out with her and have her be so cool was everyone around me being taken aback by her misguided deference to me.
Wait. She actually gave you deference?
Yes.
Like,
it was weird.
I haven't heard this story, Justin.
Well, no, she was so nice to me and seemed so happy to meet me. Everyone was like, this guy's clearly somebody.
Are you important?
Pretty much.
Man.
Pretty
That's
much.
True.
One night only.
She is the yeah, I was about to say, she's the one that is the source of the voice of the flower.
That episode was hilarious, by the way. I would listen to her and you interact for a long time if you guys did like a podcast on your own.
There you go, Justin. Goals.
There's your next venture.
Life goals, spinoff.
Yep. Your goals are dawning.
Okay.
Dawning.
Okay.
Good segue.
Or as I like to call it, the yawning. Yeah, this one for me, it was like the dawning's coming, and then it got there. It was like, yeah, the dawning is here.
It's Christmas.
They put us some different lights. Okay, so this is the dawning card.
You want to grab it? Or do you
Which
want
is actually, it doesn't matter to me. I've got it up.
Okay,
go for it.
So this is actually a pretty good card here. Pass me those lanterns, would you? Eva said. And that wrapping paper. There's so much left to do. They drive their sparrows on the edge of the abyss, not looking at the darkness, laughing. Laughter can be better than food. We must make time to celebrate. even when we are surrounded by the darkness, or we lose hope. And hope is important. It brings us together and keeps us marching through the freezing cold. So much pretending, Eva. I can't pretend. Those days are gone. Do you think I spent a week coaxing Ikora into making the dawning crystal just to pretend? Who will save us from the darkness? The despairing guardian or the joyful one? Love and joy, Eris, that will save us. This is how I show my love. Then I wish you a happy dawning, Eva. I wish that for all of us.
That's so good. It made Eris say happy dawning.
I just like the fact that she spent a week
and to all a good night
pestering Ikora to make the crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know how that conversation went. Have you made it yet? It really reminds me of conversations with you, Justin.
It honestly brings me back to that quote from I think it's from Cade, where he's like, how little of her brain is she using on me right now? Because when she's like, you make it? No. You make it? No. Oh my God, here. Jeez. So tired of you. You stupid dawning demands. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. The dawning is a celebration of the resurrection of the Guardians per se, or just the arrival of the Traveler?
So the dawning is basically a time when Guardians. So this is from the Destiny Wiki. They actually had a pretty. I like their summary, and they said the dawning is a time when the Guardians gather together to welcome a new year by sharing gifts and games. It's considered a season of healthy competition. It was created during the early days of the Last City, when the survivors brought customs from 1,000 nations to create new traditions to reflect the new world they lived in. Lanterns and candles are lit to symbolize the light guiding people through the darkness, a reminder that no matter how dark the night is, dawn will always come.
Which totally makes sense, since it's a play on the end of the solstice and the Yule time and everything like that. I mean, it's literally the turning of the calendar, the ending of the short days, and the coming of the light.
Oh my God. Sorry, I was drinking something, but I just saw Pins put in chat. She wasn't nagging Ikora. She was using mom guilt to get it made.
It was worse than mom guilt. It was grandma guilt.
Yeah,
which you can't ignore.
That's so true. That is so true. That I feel sad right now.
Yeah,
Ikora had no chance. Ikora did not have a chance at all.
Neither did Eris, because you can't ignore grandma. Because grandma's always
I'm not
going
to get you that super awesome present that I was going to get you.
Yeah, honestly, with getting Eris to participate, that's like getting the emo kid to sing A Christmas Carol.
Right,
but I mean, that's what I mean. Is like, it's. I mean, I'm. Oh, can we talk about the next part real quick? Because this was like the series. Like, this was actually the thing that I was super excited for. It was so disappointing, but
I still have it.
No, I just like. Okay, this is the Dawning Fortunes. Okay, if you want to see one of probably, I think, the prettiest pieces of item artwork, I think, look at the Dawning Fortune card. Like, the filigree of this envelope is just, I just want this thing in real life. I just really, I don't even know what it says on it, but I really want it. It says, fortune telling at the start of the new year is one of the many traditions refugees brought to the Last City. Each dawning, Guardians open mysterious boxes containing paper fortunes, hoping for luck and good news. And there were actually, I actually have the collection of the Dawning Fortunes. There were 50 of them, I believe.
Really? I didn't know there were that many.
Where did I put that? Did I put that? I might have not linked it. Hang on. Yeah, paper fortunes. There were 50 paper fortunes, and most of them were kind of like, obviously, they're like fortune cookies. They're really open. But
well, they're more than fortune cookies. That's literally a play on Chinese New Year and some of the Eastern New Year type things, which is a lot more in depth than just a fortune cookie.
Yeah, kind of. So, like, for example, Twinfinite, I think is how you pronounce it. Twinfinite.net has the listing, and they have it listed out as 52, but I couldn't find 2 of them, so I'm just saying 50. Number 13, for example, Shax will inevitably shout at you. There you go.
What was it that you said earlier, like Justin?
Shax will inevitably shout at you. Justin,
forever Guardian.
Master Raoul will surprise you. Then he will disappoint you.
He's a blue.
All the inside jokes.
One of my favorite one is help. My name is Cade, and I'm stuck writing fortunes in the tower.
If Cade's the one writing the fortunes, oh my. Oh gosh.
Yeah, and then it's just like you will destroy to rebuild. You will fail to impress Eris, but then so will everyone else.
Yeah, that's gotta be Cade.
You will find that gun you like, and you will use it, and it will feel amazing. You will forget to thank your ghost again. Sheesh. Sheesh.
Is there anything referencing Ikora in those?
Your ghost will open many doors for you.
Slowly? There should be a slowly tagline on there.
I think there was one for Ikora. I'm not finding it right. There's Zavala, there's Cade. There's a lot about Cade.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it from just there's Eris. You will hear the old stories. You will learn secrets. You will not be left alone in the dark. So yeah, I liked that. That was really cool, and that was one of the items that we literally got in. Oh man, was it the Taken King? And all it was we got the picture of the envelope and the word Dawning Fortunes, and that's it. Or no, we had the letters, so like the actual items, but like all the letters say
was it an artifact or what was
no,
it?
It was an item. It was an item, and like it did, oh my gosh, it was so annoying. Purple from Ishtar Collective and I think we like banged our heads together trying to figure out what it was, but it was like, so the items are the Dawning from the Speaker, the Dawning from Shax, from Cade 6, from Petra, from Raoul, from Eris, from Zavala, and from Ikora Ray. And each of these cards has the picture of the envelope. And literally the description is a note from Eris Morn written during the Dawning. That's it. I was like, thanks. That's kind of what I inferred from the name. But yeah, and so when we finally got what was going on, I was hoping for a little bit more, but yeah, there
was a lot of anticipation built up for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like the raisins. We got such a cool thing with the raisins, and we'll see how they do it this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mystic said in chat, I really hope they continue to keep the different festivals. Especially now that we're going to have a lot of darkness, not necessarily capital darkness, but like a lot of darkness in our life going forward in D2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, and so kind of diving back into the Dawning event, this is also where we get a bit more fleshing out with the story of exactly what the citizens and the Guardians went through in finding the city, coming to the city. And this was where we kind of mentioned the blizzard
mm-hmm.
and everything with so like you had the 3 sets of armor, which were the Snow Angel, the Lantern, and the Crystalline set. And the quotes here is where you really get into depth of Eva's, especially. for Snow Angel, for example, this is where you get the quote. She says, "So much hung upon our heads. Which path to take? Which children?" Again, that when I read that means that they actively chose to leave kids behind.
That's rough.
And as a parent, that just makes me cringe so much. And then you get like Cade. Darn kids kept stealing my cloak, hiding in it, and pretending they couldn't see me. Let's see. So that's the Snow Angel, which is the hunter set. The lantern is where this is Zavala. And, Eva says, "The masked ones led us through the driving snow. Night or day they shone, and we followed." And then, when we thought we could go no further, a light appeared. So there was a light, and we know that the warlocks kind of strung lights to help guide the civilians. And then the crystalline helm, or the crystalline set, is where we get the idea that Guardians actually died. The crystalline rays, which is the helm, says, "For the mystery of it, you see, if one of us froze and fell, the others wouldn't know, and to cheer the children." So that was the warlock helmet. Is actually, you kind of get the idea that, the warlock's hoods have always been. We've always been kind of talking about how the warlocks wore their helmet to make it where the person listening to them was paying more attention to what was being said rather than who was saying it. And so there's this kind of a darker aspect to this too, because this is the thing is, like, if you're all wearing the same helmet and someone dies, there's no way to know that the person that you're talking to now was not the person you were talking to earlier.
Well, it's kind of going back to the fact that these different events relate to festivals that we have now. The idea of the dawning being a coming through the darkness type story, whether it's coming through the winter nights and having to huddle together and having to hold together. But the concept of pulling together and finding the light and finding the joy in something that you have around you. I mean, there's lots of sorrow during winter. There's lots of bad things that tend to happen during the winter, especially back then when you didn't have heaters. You had to have a place where you can have fire. And a lot of times if you had fire and you didn't have a very good place, you would attract a lot of things to you. So you could have a lot of bad things happen easily, just because of the harshness of winter. I mean, another nerdy reference, winter is coming. It means something because cold.
I don't understand
and death and stuff. Okay. All the different references you need to read. I know you've read the first one, so don't you say you don't understand that.
No, I get it. Winter is coming. Well, no bleepity bleep. It's a season. Of course it's coming. What do you think it's going to do?
Well, in that story, it's way different in that story.
Right, because isn't there like year-long summers or something?
Well, and it's not only that. Jon Snow.
Yeah, there's not only that, but there's also like frost giant type characters. It's a lot more fantasy than what it comes across in the first book.
Because they have the big zombie things.
Giant.
I don't know. Kashin's all excited because she got a copy of the third season, so she's trying to catch up with everything. And I'm just like, I watched the first episode and I was like, yep, that's nice. I'm gonna go watch something else.
I don't like
which was pretty much
it.
my
The
response to Walking
bad.
Dead too. So I mean, don't feel bad.
You are talking about
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I had tickets to the Rangers game. Baseball, sports ball. Sorry, Blue.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing where you throw the ball at the person, and if you hit them, you win.
Yeah. There's actually a guy on a hill throwing a ball at another guy, and the guy throwing the ball's on defense. Explain that one.
That's the best explanation ever.
American sports ball.
I'm attacking you, but I'm on defense.
So I'm throwing a ball at you, and I'm on the defensive. No, it was Game of Thrones night, so they actually had a bobblehead of the manager sitting on the Iron Throne.
Like on one of the knives, or like on one of the swords, like spiked.
No, like
up?
the throne. You know, like the whole how the throne looks.
Yeah, because
Like-
it's all swords that are.
Yeah, it's swords.
It's flaws.
Swords. Yeah. Anyways, we're way off topic now. But basically, sports ball for the win.
So,
Oh my gosh.
speaking of things that can be red and bloody, want to go on to Crimson Days?
I heart you.
I heart you too.
Why don't you two get?
Are you taken with me?
Wasn't Justin? What was you gave me a joke and I have no idea where it was coming from. The sugary shell. What were you?
It's universally known as the poop ghost.
The poop ghost. Oh, the chocolate ghost. Okay, I thought is
Sugar
that the
shell's universally known as the poop ghost.
Is the sugary shell the chocolate one? Is the
I thought it was the pink one.
I thought the pink one was the sugar.
It's called the. There's no pink one. It's called.
There is a pink one.
There is a pink one.
There's like a candy coated one. Because there's a red one.
Oh my gosh! Are we going to argue about
one.
this? Hang on.
Okay.
Fine.
Well,
Find the
while you
shells.
look that up, I will read the Crimson Days card.
You want to read it? Go for it.
Yeah, I'll read it. Why not? Let me tell you the story of when the Guardians first encountered the Cabal. It was the first days back on the frontier, when we finally found a way to repower the old jump ships and explore what remained of the colonies. There were two Guardians. While both served the light, in all other ways they were rivals. One spent his days searching forgotten places for lost treasures. The other sought ever greater challenges in a ceaseless quest for glory. One day, both Guardians detected a strange signal coming from a buried city on Mars. The Warlock, hoping to find forgotten caches, vowed to keep his secret until he alone had had a chance to explore the site. The Hunter, seeing a chance to earn the renown she craved, also told no one. Thus, both Guardians walked into peril alone and unprepared. It was not long before their paths crossed. The Warlock mocked his rival's pride. The Hunter ridiculed her rival as a dirt grubber. In their anger, they turned on one another and never saw danger approach. The Sand Eaters came in force. The Centurions jumped into range before the Guardians could react. The steps of the Colossus shook the ground. The Phalanx's shields created a wall that no weapon could penetrate, and the Legionnaires moved in for the kill. Faced with certain destruction, the Guardians did the only thing they could. They fought, back to back. They battled the Cabal for a day and a night. Black oil soaked into the sands until the ground was slick with death. The shields and armor of the dead littered the battlefield, but still the Cabal came. The Guardians died, revived, and died again. Still they fought, protecting one another. With this last bit of strength, the Warlock used the Void to destroy her enemies. With her last bullet, the Hunter saved her friend from the Colossus. At last, the battlefield fell silent. Only the Guardians stood, abandoning their quests. They returned to the city to warn the vanguard of the rising threat on Mars. From that day to this, the pair have been the closest of companions. In their journeys together, they have found both riches and renown. But these things mean nothing unless they are shared. Wait, I thought I'd heard this story before. But it was about two Guardians in the hive. No, it wasn't. It was about the Vault of Glass. Whoever said there was only one story?
Dun dun dun. And it all started when the Warlock challenged the Hunter to find an Ahamkara.
That's what I I was gonna say I'd love it if this was the same two guardians.
I can't help but think that they are. Like I don't have any backup on that, but I really like. I just would love that. Like that would be so cool.
Little
I told that
romantic.
warlock I could do it.
Mm-hmm. It's good
Sucker.
stuff.
So yes, Justin, you were right. The crimson shell is the red shell, and
Poop ghost.
the poop ghost is the sugary shell.
Thank you, sir.
In chat, I was like, I hate it when the Snick Master's right.
Mm-hmm.
How does the ghost see out of the lens on the sugary shell? Have you ever? I mean, look at the sugary shell. There's no reticle.
Look at it.
Whatever.
If does anyone have it? I'd love to see an animation of it because when you pull it out, then you can see the ghost. You probably.
Are we really gonna? Are we gonna walk down this path of how do people see things? Because we've got the speaker and.
That's totally HUD. That's totally a HUD display.
Is there?
It's the same. It's the same as
behind the mask.
Yeah, I mean,
or another mask.
Just look at any.
That mask.
Oh my gosh! Don't even start with that. But I mean, like, it's the same as any sci-fi armor. You have HUD displays. You don't need to have.
Ghost is the same.
But the ghost. Okay, so if the ghost has like a heads-up display, that's fine. But here's what I want to
the heads-up display
emphasize,
of the ghost
Justin.
is the Guardian.
Right. But here's what I want to emphasize with you. In the different animations and cutscenes, the ghost has emotions. And how does the ghost emote? But with literally its reticle. It getting smaller, has kind of an eyebrow type effect. You would not have that with the sugary shell because there's no eye hole. There's nothing to actually see any emotion with it. So we would be like the most evil of all ghosts because there's no emotion shown. All you see is just like moving little wingy thingies.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys seen the little ghost gif where it shrugs? That's all I can think of when you're talking. I'm gonna see if I can find it. It's the best thing ever. But that's literally, as soon as you see it, you're gonna understand why this is like the only thing that I can think of when you were describing the ghost and emoting.
Right. And how do you make something like that emote? Eyebrows. That's why people draw eyebrows on their dogs. It's hilarious.
And babies.
Yeah, and babies. But
it's even better with babies because they look really freaking scary.
But they tend to look constipated when you draw eyebrows on them.
I'm getting every other word, so this is a really interesting conversation. All I got was constipated baby dogs.
Oh, we need to do game night like this.
Justin, you're not allowed to have steady connection on game nights.
Oh, goodness.
So Crimson Days is obviously based off of what's that other really important
Valentine's Day.
That one is the really important one.
When you love someone so much, you will shoot them in the heart with an arrow. That's the gist of the holiday, right?
Yeah,
that's how you do it. I guess that's how they do it in Texas. Yeah.
Well, anything else would be inhumane. You don't want to.
Oh, but Justin, you want to hear about the like the old type things? Some of the festivals that Valentine's Day is based off of. There's one that I found that was really dark.
Saint Valentine was I heard.
Well, okay, there's like 3 different stories with Saint Valentine's, but like before that, even when you get into like Roman times, they had a festival called Lupercalia.
Yes.
Which, this one's dark. So it's based off of the founders of Rome, and the founders of Rome were believed to have been cared for by a she-wolf or a lupa, And the priest would sacrifice a goat for fertility and a dog for purification. And then they would strip the goat's hide into strips, dip them into sacrificial blood, and then take them into the streets, gently slapping both women and crops fields with goat hide for fertility and purification's sake. I mean, that was on February 14th. That's one of the original
Valentine's Day.
That sounds exactly like Valentine's Day. What's the big whoop?
What's the big whoop? Oh, man. Some of these holidays, I love looking up history of holidays because it's so not what we do today. So much more interesting.
Yeah. Today, what we do is eat ice cream and cry.
And listen to All By Myself.
No, I listen to Morrissey.
Okay.
Oh my god. So those are the big holidays or the festivals in the city that we have so far.
The big holidays.
The big holidays. The big holidays. Be sure to go get your Hallmark card.
The high holiday.
The Festival of the Lost, the Dawning, Crimson Days, and why do I feel like I'm forgetting something?
All Payne's Eve.
Oh, Eva.
No.
Eva. Yeah. No, not All Payne's Eve. Only you can stop the myth of Pan. So the Dawning, the Crimson Days, and the Festival of the Lost. Now, we do know we've only had one Dawning and one Crimson Days. We did not get a Crimson Days this year, correct? Am I remembering?
No,
that?
we did not.
Okay.
That was the funnest event too. I love that event.
Don't even.
Doubles was kind of fun.
I would go on the rampage with the Crimson Love, and I would shoot everyone in the face. It was so fun.
I liked playing doubles too. I mean, I'm glad they had it as a game.
I wish I had more salsa. Yeah, I wish there was. I literally wish that they had the doubles where when you kill the other one becomes really tough to deal with.
That hulks out.
Yeah, literally fairy dust and stuff coming off him.
It was a really cool concept as far as a PvP
It made
mechanic.
for a really cool game type because literally you would try to team shoot the first one so that two of you were there to deal with the second one. You would not want to do one-on-one.
No, because you got faster and like you had like an overshield type thing.
Faster, and also you had an armor made of pure emotion.
Rage.
The broken heart buff.
Yeah, the broken heart buff.
It was kind of cheesy, but pretty awesome as far as gameplay went. I did enjoy it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved that one, and I got my first poop ghost out of that game type, so...
I still don't have the chocolate ghost. I have the crimson shell.
I don't remember which one I got.
If your ghost isn't made of poop, you're doing it wrong.
You and Belle. God. Quit dragging him through the mud.
I just love that. Oh my gosh. So I guess the only other thing, do we want to talk about going back to the Festival of the Lost, do we want to talk real quick about the mask? We talked about the armor from the Dawning. I talked about the important drops from the Crimson Days, which was the Ghost. Do we want to talk about the Festival of the Lost masks?
With some of the lines?
Well, I mean, do we just want to talk about them? Like, I mean, I'm going to leave that one up to you guys.
The only one that I remember that made me like just kind of giddy is the quest where you literally had to jump off the tower with the Atheon mask on. That was well played, Bungie. Well played.
There were multiple times where I accidentally tried to I actually got to the sisters in Oryx in the King's Fall raid wearing the Rahul mask on accident. Like literally, people are like, "Why you keep on dying?" I don't know. I'm doing my best. Quit being a butthole.
Oh,
Okay.
oops.
Oops.
Oh man.
Yeah, and then literally they were like, okay, so there's like one person who's never done the sisters. Can you explain it, Justin? And then I literally walked my character in front of the whole group of 5 people and was walking back and forth. And then one of them said, "Hey, why are you wearing a Rahul mask?" And I was like, "Oh, that's because I wanted to have my Bones of Eal on for the ship." Dang it.
Uh-huh. Oh god. Oh
like-
man.
Actually, I'm not even mad. I'm just amazed that you got this far.
With some of that, yeah.
A lot of people would not be able to reach those heights wearing a mask that had 0 light. So that's all
That
I'm
reminds
saying.
me, have you guys have read Watermelon Exo, Jake?
Yeah.
Most of it.
When Watermelon gets to the Zer mask and meets Zer.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Ah, what are you doing to me? It was, oh my gosh. Which actually goes back to Festival of the Lost as well with the the chocolate coins. With the
Oh,
chocolate
yeah, I
strange
forgot about
coins
those.
where we find out that Zer does not take jokes lightly.
Is there a chocolate shark?
There is not,
Well-
well, there is a chocolate shark, but not in the game.
Bummer.
Okay, so as far as the masks go, what was the coolest mask in your guys' opinions from both years?
Okay. Go ahead, Blue.
The coolest mask?
The one that you enjoyed as far as look, or one that you went after the most that maybe didn't get, or the one that you strove for?
I actually really liked the Flaming Skull from the 2015 Festival of the Lost. I did not
Try
get
hard.
it. I didn't get it. But it really, because it had the blue flame, which was really cool. I'm just a big fan of the Bungie blue flame. Yeah, and then in 2016 they brought was it Firewolf? I think was the wolf one that had the
Yeah,
same
where it
one.
changed colors.
Yeah.
Burning Wolf.
Yeah, that's actually what Wolfie wears.
Oh, is it? That is amazing and so
Yeah.
appropriate. And
Yes.
then the chromatic jackalight. That's another one that changed colors, right?
Right,
Mhm.
but that was a item that you can wear over the top of your mask, wasn't it?
That's
Okay,
a consumable.
Is that a
That's
consumable?
a consumable,
Okay,
not
okay,
a mask.
sorry. I had that down as a mask.
So you can wear and if you're wondering when you're listening, what's the difference? The consumable you can consume and wear over a mask that has stats. A mask you wear at the expense of wearing a
everything.
mask that has any stats.
Of everything.
So,
Which I'll be
yeah,
honest, wasn't one of the quests running around in Crucible with a Rahul mask?
There was
Yeah,
a couple like that, yeah.
So I don't know if you guys noticed this one when the masks first came out, but it was also at the exact same time that swords came out. Well, it wasn't the exact same time, but it was, same era or whatever. You could not tell the difference of someone running around with a sword and someone with an Atheon mask on,
Yes,
because the
it
Atheon
was
had the
so
spike
annoying.
on the right hand side, and the sword stuck up on the right hand side. So every time I saw an Atheon mask, I would back up, and
I never paid attention to that. God.
it's rough.
I did like.
If you want to run
No, go for it.
the sword, if you want to run sword and not be detected, maybe put the Atheon mask on. People say, "Oh, that's not it."
I did like the Ingrams, like the Ingram mask because they had all the different ones. And then the warden, the Prison of Elder Wardens. I think the year one. I think the 2015 ones I got a bigger kick out of, just because they were kind of more like inside jokes. Whereas I think with like the 2016 one, I don't know, like they weren't. I don't know. I didn't get the same kind of like joke feel, because there wasn't like really inside jokes I was getting from them.
Well, they had already used up all the major enemies in year one, or the 2015 one.
Because
that was Atheon.
I mean, they brought them back. They brought them back, but
they did.
Like they had Axis, and what was it, Revenant, and
what does my lock say?
Skolas. They added Skolas. I don't think they had. No, they had Skolas. They had Skolas in 2015.
It was the quest line. Yeah, it was the quest line that went with it, though, that made them funny. It wasn't necessarily the masks themselves, but like with Atheon having to jump off the tower as a punishment for us literally knocking Atheon off his platform all the way through year one. I never
did that, by the way.
I never pushed Atheon. We did push the Templar though, because that was just easy.
I never land cabled Crota.
We did that once because the guy that we were running with was adamant that it was easier. 45 minutes later, we decided that it was just easier just to do it legit. And like it was we did that like the one time that we kind of LFG'd, and it was like, nope. Not trusting you ever again.
Like literally my favorite story of LFG is my clan in the early days. There wasn't that many people. There was like one raid team and a couple of people. Mm-hmm. So the couple of people LFG'd one time to get a raid done. And this kid jumped in and he was like, "Oh, I can do Vault of Glass by myself. You guys just stay here and just stand here. And I've got it. I can do all the things and you don't have to worry about it." And the guys were like, I don't think you are getting what we want out of this experience. He's like, no, you literally just stand here. You could do your taxes and I'll finish it. And, the guy was the worst soloer of anything ever, because he kept dying over and over and over again. And he was like, "No, I got this. I've soloed this all the time." And then finally, one of the older members of the clan that was in there with him said, "Buddy, I used to solo sex until I figured out it was way better with a partner. You want to like get together on this?"
Wow. I mean, why would you go into LFG if you're used to soloing anyway? But God.
That was the best, old man. That was the best old man advice I've ever heard given to a young buck in my time. And it changed his life. The guy was like, "Wow, that's profound." Okay. Teamwork.
Oh, man. Let me see.
You know what they didn't do this last year that I wish they would have done that they did in 2015? They did not have the templates to make your own mask. Because
they got
2015.
Blowback. They got blowback on that, too.
Right. I thought that was the coolest thing, because I tried to make the speaker's mask just for fun, just to be creepy, because some of my kids played Destiny.
Own mask?
Yeah, they sold.
No, they gave them away in 2015.
Oh, did they? I'm thinking of a different one. Because there was one that, like, they sold the thing and they were like, all right, and the community kind of got salty about it.
But you could download Speaker's Mask, you could download the Engram. There was one other. I can't remember what the other one was, but you download this template and print it out on cardstock, and then you would cut it out and paste it together, and you would have your own version of the mask. That was a stronger reaction than I thought I would get from that.
We're putting shit on cardstock now?
Could have. I don't know if it still exists out there on the interwebs, but it might.
No. Once it goes on cardstock, it's real. Like, It just became real for me.
I just love that was a stronger reaction than we were expecting.
Sorry, that was a little bit disproportionate.
I'm just
a bit,
confused.
Just a bit. I love how like everyone just was like, "Why is Justin upset?"
No, I'm not upset. I'm excited.
He wants
Also
it.
upset.
He wants the thing.
I'm also upset if this is not longer available.
You can probably get it off Reddit.
I
Okay.
hope so. There were 3 different masks, I know, and Ingram and the speaker were the ones that I tried to do. It was kind of difficult, quite honestly.
I want the watermelon exo mask from Guardian Con.
Oh my god, that was so good.
That's a different type of creation.
Talk to Jake. It was awesome. He's actually not done with it. He's got to put the lights in there. He's going to do the pink light in the mouth and everything.
I'm going to holler at Jake right now. Jake, do it.
So what do you think, Jay? Have we gone over everything?
I think we're good. I
think we did.
I think we got most of it. The masks were the only thing really that I think we didn't touch like in depth, and we kind of did just right now. We touched the armor. We talked about that. I think the important thing that we really talked about was Eva's entire placement within the whole thing, and I think that was really the point that I really thought was a very strong thread in Destiny in general is the idea of light and hope. This was a very, very strong case for that argument, and then the connection to reality. I think that was another thing we touched on, though. So yeah, I think we got everything. Do you guys have any final comments, or what are your shout outs for this week?
As far as shout outs, if you want to go into some of the history of some of our actual festival or Halloween or Christmas or Valentine's Day, jump into the mind map, because I kind of gave a breakdown of what our real world ones would be correlating to what in game, why they might have done like a Saturnilla or a Lupranilla or all these different festivals from history. If you want to find that, jump into the mind map and go check that out. It's the only one that I've got for this week. Justin?
Yeah. Just kind of wanted to shout out everyone. I know I kind of intimated very heavily, very strongly, and very definitively that I would be at Guardian Con, and I'm really, really bummed I wasn't able to be there for anyone so misguided as to be upset that I wasn't.
I was upset.
I know.
I wanted to meet you, like face to face.
Green.
So I can kick you in the knee. What?
All I can tell you is this too shall pass. No. I just had some kind of some bummer type stuff go down, and wasn't able to make it. So I just want to let you people know that all of the well wishes and all of the good vibes that were in the interim, whether or not I responded to them, they were received, and I really do appreciate them. They warmed my heart. And if you want, like, there's something I'm gonna do in the near future that I'll kind of get into in post show. And if you're listening to this on the podcast crowd, I will post something on Twitter. And if you want to kind of get involved, then you can. But that's me. That's me. I honestly, with no kind of sarcasm or anything else, want to just say I've missed you guys. It's been a month.
It has been a long time. It's nice. It's nice to kind of start getting back to what we our quote normal schedule, which is still insane.
Exactly.
It's still insane, but it's a manageable level of insanity.
But it's our insane.
Yeah, it's just insane.
Oh.
So I have. All right, everyone, sit back because we got a pretty decent shout out for this episode. First off, I want to get this one out of the way. Email topic for next week. We're going to be doing the lore update on the Cabal Empire. I know you guys have thoughts on it. Let's hear them. Send them to focusfirechat@gmail.com.
Greg?
Yes.
Hey, also, can I interrupt real quick with that?
Go for it.
If you're sending in emails for us to discuss on the podcast, please send them to us before we start the live stream, because we actually go in and do some research on it. So if you want us to give you a legitimate answer on whatever question you're sending us, please send them to us during the week so we have time to go over them. Because we want to give you the best answers possible.
Right. And also it helps.
If you give it to us like 5 minutes, before the show, they're going to have me answer it.
Right.
So,
because the other thing is when I'm putting together the rundown for the episode, I do include the entire email. So I have to go through, and because of the level of some of our listeners, I do try to keep the show as clean as possible. So we do filter, some stuff out. So that requires some prep time on my side for those emails. So, but yes, so the email topic for next week is going to be the update on the Cabal Empire. Again, let's hear your thoughts, your questions, or any concerns that you have about that. Second off, so now we're going to get to the fun ones. We did a Bungie Day giveaway over in our Discord server. If you guys were over there, I tried to keep updating the chat. I tried. So we had a good number of people enter in. We did it all through Gleam, which is kind of what we've been kind of using. And we did the random winner. The winner of and this was for a Destiny 2 early beta code. One of our listeners had an extra one and was very generous with it. And I'm going to mispronounce this. Don't worry, I will mispronounce it. Hiko Machines.
Rainbow Death Squad.
Is that? Oh, okay. Is that Rainbow Death Squad? Okay. Matt Sienna. Okay, thank you. There. So I will be getting you that code as soon as possible. Yes. Okay. So he is actually in the live stream chat. That's even better. Thank you so much for sticking around and being in stream with us. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to do some cool stuff like that. If you're not already in the Discord server, please jump in. You can lurk. You don't have to be super active, but that is pretty much our informal way of keeping everyone informed of stuff. It's a lot easier for us than trying to organize Twitter and Discord and Facebook and all that stuff. Brings me to the next point. As a Twitch affiliate, we are now able to be subscribed to on Twitch. And this includes the Prime subscriptions. So if you have Amazon Prime, you get a free subscription on Twitch if you link up your accounts. So those who support the community in this manner are going to be going to bear the title of Gunslinger within our Discord chat. In the same way that we thank in the same way that we thank supporters of the Podbean crowdfunding, we are going to thank these gunslingers as well. So I just want to say generally real quick, thank you, Sai, for your support. The subscribers that we already have, and you guys have been amazing with this. We actually went live on Twitch subscriptions, I think, while we were at GuardianCon. So it was I was actually
Yes.
kind of nervous. I was afraid that we were going to miss the whole, insanity of everyone doing, but we haven't. You guys have been amazing. Yes, and in chat, thank you, Pins. Twitch subscriptions through Amazon Prime do have to be renewed manually every month. It's a
Pain in the butt.
yeah. Well, it's a thing that they do for Prime because it's a free event. I think is kind of thing.
It's a way they don't have to lose extra money.
Right.
You have to be dedicated to that stream, or you can spread it out. A lot of people tend to spread out their Prime sub.
So
Anyway.
the people I want to just give a quick thank you call out to, and again, we are going to do same thing that we do with the Podbean crowdfunders. With this, I will be updating the site to make sure that you guys are included as supporters of the community. Are Pins Halo, Mage in the Tower, Redneck, Kashin, and as Justin calls it, Bibletron.
Bibletron!
Sounds like a what is it? What are they called?
Leviticus.
Transformer. No,
We have this conversation every time his name gets brought up.
It sounds like a transformer, like
Bibletron.
transformer with the Bible in his hand, or like a transforming Bible.
My favorite book is Numbers.
That's actually funny on so many levels.
Yeah.
I applaud you for that one.
I'm really gonna have to tip my hat to that one. That was well done.
That one was good.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ma. Thank you, Ma. Apparently, we have ingrained in him so hard that his nickname is Ma that when you call him Redneck, he gets squirrely in chat. But yeah, so thank you so much. There is, I mean, I kind of want to reiterate, we are not trying to push people to do this. We are completely grateful for the support that you guys give. We definitely encourage people to jump in the Discord chat and, just get involved. We have plenty of chats going on. I think, Green, are we doing book club this month? What are we?
Not this month, because I want to set up a new. I don't want to do Dark Tower in chat because it's so hard to actually make chat work with that one, since you guys are so tight-lipped on anything about the Dark Tower.
We have to be.
I get it, but I have to pick a different series.
Right.
Or I have to do a different series of books.
Green.
Yeah.
Green.
Yeah,
Can we please?
Heinlein?
I will
have it.
help
my
you
God.
out. If
Justin,
we'll
I need
do
to-
a Heinlein book. Can we do a Heinlein book? I'll help you out.
Justin, I have to send you a
For
picture.
you?
I have to send you a picture of the book that I found in Tampa.
Oh yeah, I was there. That was pretty cool.
What'd you find?
It's a collection of his short stories and his thoughts on other science fiction stories.
Oh, what's it called? For Us the Stars or some
I don't know. I'll send you a picture of it. But yeah, no. I
Tomorrow the Stars.
Yeah, it might be. It might be Tomorrow the Stars.
I'm reading that one right now. That's a good one.
Justin, if you want to make an executive decision for next month to be a Heimlin book, I will say let's do it.
Starship Troopers!
I did not understand any of
Starship
that. What was
Troopers.
that?
Starship Troopers.
Okay.
I was like, there's like
we'll do that
3
next
books
month.
that he's about to yell, so I was kind of prepared for that.
Okay.
It's a bug hunt, man! It's a bug hunt!
Someone's excited.
Yeah. Yeah. So podcast stream, everybody. You heard. You need to get that book for August. We're gonna do Starship.
Are we doing for
Can we get a
August?
sound
Are we doing
bite of
August
these
or are we
things,
doing
Starship Troopers?
I think he broke his phone.
Are we doing that for
his phone.
August or are we doing that for July?
We'll do it for August.
Okay. Okay.
July.
Did we just decide?
Yes.
Did we
Yeah.
just decide?
We did.
Oh my God. My heart is so full at this moment.
And real quick, one last thing before I run through the outro. I want to do so. We are closing in on episode 100 for Focus Fire. Like if you're on our Podbean site, you'll notice we have over 100 episodes that have been have been put out. But for the Focus Fire, the I guess OG Focus Fire episodes, we are only on 91. This is the 91st episode. Fun fact is our 100th episode is going to come 2 days after the drop of Destiny 2. So what I'm going to do, and this is kind of me making, you guys made the executive decision on the book club. I'm going to make an executive decision on a giveaway. I got to figure out the mechanics of it. I got to figure out how to do this. But what I want to do is I want to do a digital copy of Destiny 2. I will provide that to either console, whoever wins. So I'll wait until we get that winner selected. It will be a digital copy. It's just easier for shipping and everything. But what I want to also offer is for those of us who already have a copy of Destiny 2, I want to allow you to still have something to win. So the other thing that I want to try to figure out is if you already have Destiny 2 and you win the giveaway, I will basically try to figure out a way to get you credit for your console of choice to be applied to a different game. If you have a different game that you want a copy of, it's not difficult for me to figure that out. I just got to figure out how we're going to do counting intro entries. I have an idea in my head. I got to bounce it off of Justin and Green off air to figure out the exact mechanics. But I am promising there will be a giveaway for that. That is not going to be restricted to the Discord. That will be open to everyone. So we will be posting that on Twitter. We will be posting it on Facebook, everywhere. So yeah, that's the big promise from me for my next thing to figure out, right? The next project. Other than that, I don't have anything really other than just saying, again, thank you to everyone who has shown such amazing support for what we do, what we will plan. We plan on continuing to do this. This is a great way for us to get a chance to sit down and talk about things that we love. We really appreciate all the support that everyone has given us. Being at Guardian Con, we're going to probably talk about that a little bit in the after show on the stream here. But being at Guardian Con and getting to sit on the panel with Bife and Myland and Leah was an amazing experience. And the support that the community has for the lore really encourages us, or it encourages me at least, because it means that it's not going anywhere. It's just going to grow. So with all that being said, if you guys don't have anything, I'm going to run through the outro and then we can jump into an after show chat about Guardian Con. Are you guys good for that?
Let's do it.
With that, we'll begin to wrap the chat up. Thank you again to those over on Twitch for coming to spend your evening with us. If you'd like to join us for a live streaming of the episode each week, please be sure to give us a follow over on twitch.tv/FocusFireChat. Links to all our other sites can also be found with our episode archives over on the new and improved www.focusfirechat.com. Please be sure to email us at focusfirechat@gmail.com with any feedback or questions for our team concerning the podcast. And please, please, please let us know how we're doing by giving us some feedback on iTunes as well. Also, make sure to check out our partner podcast within the Guardian Radio Network over on theguardiansofdestiny.com. So, until next time, focus your fire and may your light shine bright.